All right, so today what we're going to be doing is using models again. However, we're going to be modeling dividing fractions by fractions. Last time we were modeling dividing whole numbers by fractions. So this is going to be slightly different. However, we're going to set these up in a similar way and solve them in a similar way. So we're using models today so that the next time in math, we're going to be dividing fractions by fractions without the models. But I'm hoping that the models give us a sense of what these problems are going to look like and why the answers might turn out the way they do. All right, so let's start out with a little sample problem here about Toby. Toby bought 8/9 pounds of mixed candy from the grocery store. So it's about a pound, a little less than a pound. He wants to divide the candy into 2/9 pound bags. How many bags can Toby make? Well, we are trying to find out how many groups of 2/9 fit into 8/9. Okay. So what we're going to be doing is dividing this model, this bar, into ninths. So we're going to need 8 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now those weren't, necessarily equally spaced, but they're pretty good. So this is 9/9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But he doesn't start with 9/9 pounds. He starts with 8/9 pounds. So we only need 8 of these. Now, instead of erasing one, though, because if we erase one, we now made 8s. We don't want 8s. We want 9s. We're going to cross one out. So now we have 8/9. We don't need this 9th. And we're going to circle groups of 2/9. So every time I see 2/9, I'm going to circle it to make a group. 2/9. Here's another group of 2/9. Here's another group of 2/9. And another group of 2/9. Okay, so that means 1, 2, 3, 4. 8/9 divided by 2/9 is 4. Now, last time in math, we used this idea called keep, change, flip. So we're going to keep the first number, change that to multiplication, and then you find the reciprocal or use the reciprocal of 2/9. So let's see if that works here. 8/9 we're going to keep. We're going to change the division to multiplication, and we're going to flip it. We're going to use the reciprocal. Instead of 2/9, it's going to be 9/2. Okay. Now we can actually simplify this by using what's called cross simplification. What we can do is if we look diagonally, we have a 9 and a 9. If we look diagonally, what do 9 and 9 have in common as a factor? They have 9 in common. So what we can do is say, well, 9 divided by 9 is 1. 9 divided by 9 is 1. That's good. 8 and 2 have a common factor of 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Well, 4 times 1 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. 4 divided by 1 is 4. So you can see if we use the model or if we use keep, change, flip, we're going to get the same answer. So what we're going to do now, by the way, we're on page 12. I'm so sorry I didn't mention that before now. We're on page 12. Sorry about that. We're actually going to flip it, go to page 13, and we're going to do a couple problems like this one. My apologies. So we're on page 16. So we're going to do a couple of these here. So number 1 says 6/7 divided by 2/7. All right, well, we start out with 2/7, so we're going to make sevenths first. We need 6 lines to make sevenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My paper's a little wrinkled somehow. Okay, there's sevenths. But we don't need 7 sevenths. We only need 6. So I'm going to cross off one of the 7s, crossing it out. And I'm going to circle groups of 2. 1, 2. give it a circle. 1, 2, give it a little circle. Whoa. 1, 2, circling it up. So that means that 6 sevenths divided by 2 sevenths would be 3, because we can fit 3 groups of 2 sevenths in 3 sevenths. Now, just for fun, we're just going to try out keep, change, flip on this, see what happens. We should still get 3. Keep the 6 sevenths, change the division to multiplication, find the reciprocal. Reciprocal of 2 sevenths would be 7 halves. Let's see if we can simplify. 7 and 7, if you look diagonally, 7 and 7 have a common factor of 7. 7 divided by 7 is 1. 7 divided by 7 is 1. 6 and 2 can both be divided by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 3 times 1 is 3. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 divided by 1? Booyah, 3. Feeling good about that one. Feeling pretty good. Okay, let's look at number 2. 4 fifths divided by 2 fifths. 4 fifths divided by 2 fifths. So we're going to start with 4 fifths. Actually, pardon me. We're going to start with fifths. I need 4 lines to make fifths. 1. I don't know if you can see this, but this paper is kind of wrinkled here. I'm not sure how that happened. It's kind of interesting. All right. So this is 5 fifths. We don't want 5 fifths. We want 4 fifths. So we're going to cross out one of the fifths. And then we're going to circle groups of 2 fifths. 1, 2. Give it a little circle. 1, 2. Give it a little circle. So that means we can make 2 groups. 2 groups of 2 fifths fit into 4 fifths. So the answer would just be 2. You know what I'm going to say here. Let's just try it out. See what happens. If you could do this with me, that'd be great. Keep, change, flip. 4 fifths, change it to multiplication. Flip it. 5 halves. See what happens. 5 and 5, you can cancel them out. They would go to 1. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 5 divided by 5 is 1. Look diagonally here. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 2 times 1 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 divided by 1 is 2. Look at that. It's all working out. Okie dokie. Let's try this last one here for now, and then we're going to look at a different type of problem. 6 sevenths divided by 3 sevenths. So we're going to start out with sevenths. So I need 6 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 7 sevenths. We only need 6. I'm crossing one out. We're going to circle groups of 3 sevenths. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The answer to this is 2. 3 sevenths can fit into 6 sevenths twice, completely. Let's try it. Keep, change, flip. Let's see what happens. Keep the first number. Change the division. Flip it. Reciprocal. All right. You can cancel out the 7 and the 7. 7 divided by 7 is 1. 7 divided by 7 is 1. You can divide 6 and 3 both by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 2 times 1 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 divided by 1 is 2. Nice. Feeling good about this. Feeling pretty good. All right, we're going to go back to page 12. So I'm going to flip it. Flipping it. Okay. Let's try this problem. This one's slightly different. It says draw a diagram to find 3/4 divided by 3/8. So what we're trying to find is how many groups of 3/8 will fit into 3/4. All right, well, I'm thinking it's going to be more than 1 because 3/4 is greater than 3/8 because these fourths are bigger pieces than eighths. So I'm thinking it's going to be more than 1. But here's the thing. If I start out with fourths, how am I going to circle groups of eighths? Okay, it's going to be very, very tough. So instead, I'm going to change this fraction so the denominators are the same. So instead of fourths, I'm going to change this to eighths. So instead of 3/4 divided by 3/8, 3/4 is the same thing as 6/8. If I multiply the top and bottom by 2, you can get to eighths. And we're going to divide that by 3/8. All right, so now I'm just going to do this problem. It's the same problem. I just changed the fraction to eighths instead of fourths. So we're going to start out with 6/8. Need 7 lines for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's eighths. We don't need 8/8. We need only 6. So I'm going to cross off 2 of them. 1, 2. And then we're going to circle groups of 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. So the answer is 2. Let's try it. Let's try it using keep, change, flip. I'm gonna use the original numbers. I'm gonna see what happens. We should still get 2. Let's keep 3/4. We're gonna multiply. We're gonna flip it. We're gonna flip it. It's gonna be 8/3. All right, let's talk about this. So the 3 and the 3, you can divide them both by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 4 and 8, you can divide them both by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. And 2 divided by 1 is 2. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Now we're going to flip back to 13. Apologize for the flips. So many flips, but I apologize. But we're going to flip to page 13. Let's try a couple of these. 8/10 divided by 2/5. 8/10 divided by 2/5. So we can't use the model right now because we have tenths and fifths. We need the same denominator. So I'm thinking we can get to tenths with fifths. So I'm going to keep the tenths. 8/10 divided by, well, if we multiply by 2, we can get to 10. 2 times 2 is 4. There you go. Let's try it out. So we're going to need to make tenths. So that's 9 lines. I'm going to start with 1 in the middle and then 4 on either side. That's going to get me to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That's 10/10. We don't want 10/10. We want 8. So we're going to cross out 2. That's 9/10. Now it's 8/10. We're going to circle groups of 4. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yay. All right. We got 2. We're not going to do keep, change, flip for this one. We are going to do it on the last one, however. Okay? Or not the last one, but the third one. Okay, so we're feeling good about 2. When you change the denominator, it's also easier to think about the fractions just because the pieces are the same size. So, for example, we have 3/4 divided by 1. Ooh, this one's a little tough. 3/4 divided by 1/2. Oh, this one's tough. All right, we want to change them both. We could probably change them both to fourths because we can get from 2 to 4 by multiplying by 2. So you got 3/4 divided by 1/2. Multiply the top and bottom by 2. You get 2/4. Uh-oh. Okay. We're going to start with fourths. There's fourth. There we got 4 pieces. But we don't want 4/4. We only want 3. So I'm going to cross that one out. And then we're going to circle groups of 2. So 1, 2, and that's really it. That's the only group of 2 we could circle. Now we have this little piece here. To make a group, you need to circle 2. We only have 1. So this fraction would be 1 out of 2 because you need 2 just for a group. So the answer to this would be 1. 1's the whole number, and we got a half. We got a half of a group left. Whoa. broke the tip. There it is, 1.5. So this is when these get a little tricky. All right, let's check out number 6. Number 6 is going to be, this is going to be good too. So we have thirds. We can easily get from thirds to sixths by multiplying the top and bottom by 2. So we got 5/6 divided by, instead of 2/3, we can multiply the top and bottom by 2 and get 4/6. Now we can use the model. All right, let's see how this works. So we need 6, so we're going to make 5 lines. I'm going to do 1 in the middle, 2 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 pieces. That's 6/6. We don't want 6/6. We want 5. Cross one out. We're going to circle groups of 4. 2, 3, 4. And we got 1 left. Now, this is 1 out of how many does it take to make a group? 1, 2, 3, 4. It takes 4. So it'd be 1 and 1/4. Let's use keep, change, flip to see how that would work. Keep, change, flip. We're going to keep the 5/6. We are. We're going to change the division to multiplication. Let's do a little reciprocal action here. We got to flip it. All right, now 5 and 2. Got to turn the lights back on. 5 and 2, you can't do anything with. If you look diagonally, you can't do anything with the 5 and 2. They don't have any common factors. However, 3 and 6 do. You can divide 3 and 6 by 3. So if you look diagonally, 6 divided by 3 is 2. 3 divided by 3 is 1. And now we can multiply. 5 times 1 is 5. 2 times 2 is 4. And then you're thinking, well, that's called an improper fraction. We can't leave it like that. So 4 goes into 5 one time completely, and then you're going to have 1 left over. 1 and 1/4, which is the answer. Look at that. Look at that. All right. All right, the last round, we're going to flip back. We're going to flip back to page 12. Another flip. Another flip. So this one's a little different. It says, draw a diagram to find 2/3 divided by 2. And this sentence here is not really going to work for us because this is a different type of problem, so we might have to change it a little bit. It says, we are trying to find how many groups of blank fit in a blank. What we are trying to find, 2/3 divided into 2, can't see this, equal groups. So what 2/3 divided by 2 is we have 2/3 of something. We have 2 of them, and we're dividing that 2/3 into 2 equal groups. So we're going to see how much is in each group. So this one might seem tricky, but well, I guess it is. It is a little bit tricky to think about the answer, I suppose. Not to set it up, it's not too bad. We're starting with 2/3. That's the fraction we're starting with. That's the amount we're starting with. That's the dividend. And we are going to be dividing up this model into thirds. So I need 2 lines. 1, 2. Sorry, I had a special guest pop in. All right. So we have, well, right now we have 3/3. We want 2/3. So we're going to cross one of these out. And so what we're going to do here is we have 2/3 left, and we're going to divide these into 2 equal groups. Well, if we divide 2 into 2 equal groups, there's going to be 1 in each group. The answer to this is 1/3, because what we want to know is what's going to be in each group. In each group is 1/3. That's 1/3. That's 1/3. So that means 2/3 divided by 2 would be 1/3. Let's see, using keep, change, flip, if that's true. That's true. All right, so we got 2/3 divided by, I'm going to write 2 as a fraction, 2 over 1. Let's see how this goes. Keep, a change, a flip. 2 divided by, or 2/3 is 2/3. Change the division to multiplication. Reciprocal of 2 over 1, or 2 wholes, is 1/2. Can we simplify? Let's look diagonally. 3 and 1 you can't do anything with. 2 and 2, though, you can divide them both by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times 1 is 3. Look at that. It's 1/3. Same thing we got before. It's 1/3. Okay. So we're going to try a couple of these, just a couple on the back, and then that's it for us. All right. Let's check it out. Number 7. This is the last flip, I promise. It's the last flip. We got number 7. 4 7s divided by 2. So we're going to see how many times, if we took 4 7s and put it into 2 equal groups, how many would be in each group? So we got to start with 7s. That's 6 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7 7s. We only want 4. So we're going to cross 3 out. 1, 2, 3. We have 4 7s, and we're going to split them into 2 equal groups. Well, we have 4, so 4 divided by 2 is 2. There'd be 2 in that group, 2 in that group. That's 2 equal groups. So the answer is, well, what's in each group? The answer would be 2 7s. There are 2 7s in each group. Okay? The last one we're going to do, we're actually going to show with keep, change, flip. But this one we're just going to leave it at that. But you have 4 7s. You divide it into 2 groups, 2 7s in each group. Last one. This one's a bit of a stinker because we're dealing with 13ths. 12 13ths divided by 3. Okay. So we need 12 lines to make 13ths. This one's going to be a little bit wacky. All right, let's see here. These are going to be quite thin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that wasn't too bad. That looks pretty good. Now that's 13 13ths. We only want 12. So we're going to cross. We'll do a little cross out. Now, we have to divide these remaining 13ths into 3 equal groups. There are 12 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're going to divide them into 3 groups. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So we're going to put 4 in each group. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. The answer, again, is what is in each group. 1, 2, 3, 4 13ths. That would be the answer. 4 13ths in each group. All right, let's check this out. Let's do a little keep, change, flip. Let's see if it's still 4 13ths. So I'm actually going to do this one right here just because I want to make sure to write that 3. I don't want to keep it as a 3. I want to write it as a fraction before I keep, change, flip. Okay, there we go. We got 2 fractions there. Keep, change, flip. 12 13ths times 1/3. I'm looking diagonal. Can we simplify here? Yeah, not the 13 and the 1. 12 and 3, you can divide them both by 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 4 times 1 is 4. 13 times 1 is 13. So there it is. Same answer. Same answer. All right. We're not gonna do the bottom one. If you wanted to, you certainly could. But that's all. We're all set for today. Hope that made sense. I hope that we had some good practice. I am getting a phone call, so I have to cut this short. But have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.